So the Iran nuclear deal being brokered by Russia between the United States and Iran is causing major conflicts inside the Biden administration. We told you 2 negotiators tapped by Joe Biden have already quit and discussed. Others inside the State Department are turning to their former co-worker, Gabriel Noronha, to help blow the whistle on what is happening in Vienna. He is reporting to us that the deal will allow Iran to access $90 billion in foreign currency reserves. That'll go to fund terrorism. It will remove sanctions on some of the worst terrorists in the world. They will commit terrorism. $7 billion of American money in ransom payments will be paid from the United States to Iran to release 4 American hostages. Now, I want the hostages back, but ransom payments, this only increases the chance of Iran taking more American hostages. Only Democrats are so dumb they don't realize this. They think it's okay to negotiate with terrorists. It is not. You want proof? Obama paid $2 billion in cash during the first deal to release the same amount of American hostages. Now the price went to $7 billion. Joe Biden's inflation is real, apparently, even when it comes to paying for hostages. Well, joining me now is the former special advisor on Iran issues over at the State Department. Gabriel Noronha is here. Gabriel, you've been amazing informing us and the nation of what's going on. We've got senators now talking about what you've been uncovering. Anything new today for us that you need us to hear?
Hey, Grant, thanks for having me on. Look, 2 hours ago, the Russian ambassador who's in charge of these negotiations in Vienna tweeted that Russia has been a driving force in negotiations. That should worry us all. What does that look like right now? It looks like Russia is trying to strong-arm the United States and Europe into giving it a blanket immunity from any sanctions over its trade with Iran. Now, what we already know is that as part of this deal, Iran has no limit on its export or import of arms. And so when it gets that $90 billion, one of the first things that it's going to do is it's going to go to Russia and say, hey, we've got a overflow bank account and we'd like to buy some tanks from you. We'd like to buy some planes, some advanced weaponry. And it's going to enrich both Russia, while at the same time, Iran is allowed to enrich uranium still under the terms of this nuclear deal. One of the reasons Russia's been a driving force is because it's great for them.
Yeah, of course it is. It benefits all our enemies through all of this. My biggest fear right now is, of course, one, Iran getting a nuclear weapon and engaging in terrorism across the globe with this newfound money. But another fear is that Israel is not going to stand by and allow this deal to go through. And if they take actions into their own hands, now we've got war in the Middle East, because I believe Israel will go and try to take out these nuclear facilities in Iran, and now we've got literally all-out war in the Middle East again.
Yeah, see, what happens with this deal is it allows Iran to get a nuke just 9 years from today. And so Israel's going to have no alternative but to attack Iran if that continues. Unfortunately, what we've been seeing is that this administration is not doing nearly enough to help Israel protect itself. Israel's been asking for 2 KC-36 tankers. Those are refueling aircraft. The United States builds about 2 of those every month. Israel just wants 2 of those anytime so that they can have the capability to defend themselves. But the Biden administration has been slow rolling them. They aren't committed to doing what's necessary, and they aren't committed to allowing Israel to protect itself. Look, Iran says that they want to wipe Israel off the face of the map. That's a serious threat for a country whose inhabitants had to experience the Holocaust not so long ago. This is not a threat that they should ever just, say, oh, maybe those are just words. Words don't, when it's these cases, it's not just words.
Absolutely. And let's not forget, the real one they want to wipe off the face of the earth first is the United States, the great Satan, Israel being little Satan. Gabriel Noronha, thank you so much. I appreciate it. And when President Trump gets back in office, I'm telling him, Gabriel, get you back in the State Department, brother. We need you there. All right, thank you.